All right. Hey, how are you?
I'm amazing. I'm up,
Awesome.
I'm down, I'm all around, but overall, I am amazing. How are you?
Is awesome. Well, since we tried to go live, but now we're recording and we're going to post this later, I'm doing
Yeah.
amazing because even in the face of like technology issues, the best part of my day is always when I have a conversation with you.
Oh, you're so sweet, man. You gas
This
me
is
up all the time.
we have this dynamic, and honestly, like I said, like we were just saying, I think technology like conspired against us because we would be too hot for Facebook.
Too hot. Too hot.
But let me tell you something, Facebook, we're still posting this.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
All right, all right, all right. So today I am joined by the one, the only Lauryn Hutchinson, who is the founder of Find Your Passion. Still the business name.
Yep.
International soccer star,
Hmm.
coach, motivator, insurer of everybody's dreams. I don't know. There's so many different things that you do.
I love it. I love it.
You're
Thank you.
all about passion and you're all about bringing the passion. So I am thrilled that you're here with me today.
Thank you so much. How's everything going on your end? I know you've got some amazing things now with the brand scene.
Yeah, everything is going amazing. But I want to start out with I just want to tell a little bit about how we met.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. So I didn't introduce myself either. Hi, Michelle Mercurio, Brand Catalyst, which is a title that I gave to myself. Basically, what I am here to do is help people get out of their own damn way so that they can go and do all the things that they need to do in their lives so they don't miss it. And do
Yes.
that purposefully, powerfully, and with a lot of passion, which is why you and I get along so well.
Yes, yes, yo, Michelle.
So let's just tell the story. How did you and I meet?
Right. So, quick backstory. So, I was running one of my youth summer camps. So I work with a lot of kids, and there was one little boy that I just absolutely love. His name is Mateo, and his mom came up to me after camp one day, and it's tough because I have so many kids. I don't know all their parents, and all she said was like, "Hey, camp was amazing. I loved it. I would love to meet with you. I think I can really help you with your brand." And I remember looking at her and I was running around. I was like, yes, contact me. Yes, let's do this. Fast forward, after her working on my brand, she goes, "You need to meet my friend Magic Michelle." And I was like, absolutely, let's do it. So shout out to Angie. And I was like, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I don't know what it is. I don't know what she does. She sounds absolutely amazing, but I'm in. And I remember we had a meeting and I remember you entering the room and I was like, oh, shit. Okay. This is what I want to surround myself with.
Yeah, to be fair, I did the exact same thing when I met you. It was one of those moments where you're like, I know this energy is already amazing. And whatever it is that comes out of this is going to be so much more than the sum of its parts.
Yes, 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 yes. Michelle, that was the first time, and I know we're going to dive into it. That was the first time, actually the second time, because Angie did it for me too. That was the second time truly in my life that I was seen. Like truly. Like I always have to explain myself. I was seen in that. I didn't have to speak. You know what I mean? And that's a special thing when you don't have to speak or explain yourself, you just align with someone. You align with their energy. That meeting, I was like, we're here. We are here. And I'm understood. And I love that. I loved. So that's how we met. And the rest was history.
I think that one of those things that you brought that day, I remember we went through this visualization and I got to do some of the woo woo stuff that I do. And we went through this visualization and you came out of it and you said that you knew in that moment exactly what everything came back to for you, like that deep purpose within you
Mhm.
and that deep passion of what it was that you wanted to create. And I remember you looking at me and you said that you had never kind of put some of those things together. But one of the things that struck me so much about your presence right then is you already had this fire within. And I knew at that moment that everything just clicked, and you've been unstoppable ever since. So tell us a little bit about like what it is that what is it that you have been doing ever since?
Checking myself.
Mm.
That's what you did for me. You helped me check myself, because people don't do that. People become numb. They get so engulfed in the day to day doing all of those things, and you didn't have to tell me to check myself. It was something that you brought out of me. Checking myself intimately, spiritually, financially, educationally, intellectually, all of it. I check myself on a regular basis now, and if something's not fitting, and I give it I give it the effort and the care that it needs. If it's not fitting, it's gone. Because guess what? Life is so short.
It is so short. I
um,
think you and I have reflected on that so many different times. And I know that one of the things that you talk about with your own clients and with the kids you help, whether it's in the soccer programs that you do, whether it is with the motivational speaking that it is that you do, whether it's you're addressing a crowd of teenagers or a crowd of adults, because let's face it, we're all a crowd of teenagers. I mean, we're probably all a crowd of 5-year-olds. It doesn't matter what that is, but if you do not check in, then you might as well just check out for the rest of your life.
Hold on, wait, I gotta, what I'm saying? You guys, if you're watching, I know a lot of people are watching this, just go ahead and make sure you go get some paper and some pen, because Michelle's gonna be dropping some bombs. I like that. Check it. Say it again for the people, please.
we are the people. So the people need to know, and I need to know. It's like if you don't check in with yourself, you might as well check out with the rest of your life.
Woo! Check in before you check out. I have to write these down, Michelle, because they're so good.
Take them, use them, do what it is that you need to do with them. Nothing
Yes.
I say I own. We don't own anything, right? Our whole life is to give and help everybody do the things that set them on fire. And that's one of the things that I love about speaking with you, because not only I might get truth. How many truth bombs do I have from Lauryn in my book too? Okay. So there's a lot of things that we do to serve each other, because we're not doing it out of a place of selfishness, deceit. It's truly out of this heart of collaboration, where when you truly feel seen, like you personally and I personally, when we feel seen, we can go ahead and help the rest of the world feel seen. Like
Yeah.
and you asked about like the brand scene, and luckily I'm in my office right now. And that's the whole tenet behind even doing the brand scene and the collaborations and helping people be seen for what it is that they want, take their mission, turn it into a movement. You've done that, part of your mission in life, and remembering and reconnecting to that. I didn't do all the things that you've gotten to do because of that. I just helped you reconnect to it. You get to do those things.
I love that. I love that. And this is where I literally want to go on like a 3-minute rant for you about you, because I have to say this. This is what Michelle did for me. Okay. We all have these gifts, right? It becomes very confusing. And this is what I was in the shower and I was like, oh my God, I was able to actually vocalize this. Michelle, the first thing I'm going to tell you the 3 things that you did.
Okay.
Number 1.
I'm going to try to lovingly receive these without feeling like overwhelmed.
Yes. And I'm going to break all of them down. Okay.
Oh dear.
You vortexed my vision. Okay. You validated my vision. And then you helped me voice my vision.
Oh my
okay.
God, I just got chills.
So let's start with the first one, right? This is what I love. This is the gift that you have. I had all these things inside of me, right? But you came in like this vortex and you added like turbulent flow and movement, and you mixed it all up, and you can't ignore something like that. You know what I mean? That's what when a vortex happens, or like a tornado, like no one is just like, oh, there it goes. They're like, whoa, it cannot go unseen. So in that first visualization meeting, when you cause the swirl and the circulation of all of my emotions, and I felt it, and I was able into the past and see my vision, I was like, holy shit, this is it. So that was the first step, is you vortexed my vision. Then you validated it. Because this is what happens is people, they might have a vision or they might see something and then they'll share it with someone and it'll get shot down. It will get like, they'll start to poke holes in it. And they'll be like, oh, like, you know, it just doesn't, well, what about this? And what about this? I don't need anybody to play devil's advocate right now. You know what I mean? You want to be validated. We all want to be validated. And that was the next thing you did, is when I was able to bring that out, that vision, you saw it, you felt it, you helped me understand it more, you validated me. That's all we want, is validation in our vision. And then the last thing is you helped me vocalize it outward, like action, like not like the law of attraction, but the law of action. Like you actually made me put it into place so I could continue to grow exactly what I wanted to do. And usually like one of those steps happens, but you did all three, like pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So basically at this point, I think I'm going to drop out of branding because I have not been able to articulate that at all. I mean, I have, but you know what I mean? I'm adopting that, and I wrote it down, and I love how you even said the law of attraction to the law of action. Because
yes.
in all honesty, that is what I'm here for, and that is what you're here for, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I see this in you. You see people so deeply, and yet the thing that was holding you back is you didn't see yourself.
And I have another one for you.
Oh dear. Okay.
That was number one. That was like the first thing that you did for me, right? And so that's like from my perspective, like, you know, when, you know, TV shows where they give the perspective of one character and then they do the whole scene again and then they give the perspective from the other character. So that was mine, right? But just to touch on that again, the vortex was huge. You cannot go unseen, Michelle. You can't. And when you create that emotion inside of people, like it's so overwhelmingly good that it's like, whoa. But then you take it to the next level by validating it and then making it come like true. Because anybody can just speak motivation, right? Do this, do that. And you're like, yeah, for like 2 minutes and then that's it. So that was the first thing. So that's like my point of view of what happened. Now I'm going to explain your point of view.
Okay.
This is kind of like what I take a lot of people through when they want to be a mentor. And I always think of you. This is my best explanation of what you do from your perspective. Is I meet with a lot of kids. For anyone that doesn't know, I work with a ton of kids in the game of soccer, in other sports as well too, but mainly soccer. And parents will come to me and they're like, she has all this God-given talent. He has all this God-given talent. But the coach, like the mentor, is just, they don't see it. The environment, the team that he or she is on, they don't see it. And I'm like, oh, I totally know what you mean. And I think of you because I'm like, this is what Michelle does. You know, in grade school, the lockers, you know, with the combinations.
Yep.
Okay. This is you. You know how like in the middle of the locker, there's a little keyhole. Okay. You have all the keys. Right? This is what you did with my locker. You went to my locker, you took the key, you just open the locker and you're like, okay. That's all you needed to do, right? Then we meet and I have all the combinations to my own locker, but I didn't know what
you do.
You gave me the tools and the action items to be able to open my own locker. You're not going to open the locker for me. You're able to see inside because you have the keys. That's your gift. You're able to. I
can't wait till you see the next shelf in your locker that I've already seen.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. You could just, okay. But that's what a mentor does, is a mentor helps you understand your gifts, but doesn't do it for you.
Right.
Because you could open all these lockers, but then it's easy, it's free. It doesn't create that vortex that we're talking about. And that's what happens with mentors, is some of them don't have the keys. They try to be a mentor and they're not even capable of helping the child or whoever they're trying to help open their locker because they don't even have the combination. And even if they do have the combination, it's all out of order. It doesn't matter how many times you put it in wrong, it's never going to open. So that my step from, this is your perspective, is I have to sit there and I have to try and I have to fail and I have to try again, I have to fail. Then I have to come back to you. Hey, what do you think about this? Okay, Lauryn, okay, I got to go back. I got to try again until I get it. I have to put the work in. You work for your clients, but you don't do the work for them. They have to put the work in. And once they put the work in and at the right time, you will figure out the combination of what to open the locker. And then once the locker is open, you've already moved on to the next thing, which I don't know what it is yet. You already know what it is, but I don't. But you open up the locker, and that's when I was able to receive my gifts and be okay. So that's like how I see it from my perspective with the Vortex, and then your side with the locker, with having all the keys. And I can't wait to see what you see next for me, because I don't know what it is.
Oh, I know what's next for you. So we're going to talk a little bit about this right now because I want to get into this.
So I had to share that with you.
I love this. Thank you so much for sharing it with me. It's sometimes very hard to receive the gifts when somebody gives them to you because you're like, no, honey, you did that. You did that. And it's true. You did do that. And I do know that I have a skeleton key to help you.
You did. And if you're looking for a mentor, you need to find someone that has that key. That's not going to give you the answers, but that's going to give you the tools to figure it out.
Right, because it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. You got to write that down too, because that's another thing that you need to say back to people. And I want anybody who's watching this to actually write down what Lauryn just said, because there's a lot of things. This is a great book, right? Here, let me give you your playbook for your life. But if you're not invested in the playbook of your life and you haven't actually started to write some of these chapters and you haven't started to figure out little pieces of your own chapter and have those aha moments, then it doesn't matter if I give you this playbook. What happens when the playbook changes? What happens when the world goes to shit? That means you don't know how to write the new playbook.
Yep.
So knowing how to write the playbook is a very different level of your business and your life and your brand and your purpose and your passion, and putting all of those things together, because you're not going to be able to actually shift at all if somebody gives you the answer. And I'm sorry, here's the thing. If you want to do that in your life, you always want to have somebody give you your answers, then chances are you're not going to be able to do the things that are really transformational. You're going to constantly be stuck in the land of transaction.
Yep.
It's going to be like, here's A, you get B. Here's B, you get C. And that's just an exchange. That's just a really meaningless exchange. But if you want to put in A and get something completely different, you want to get a universe, and you want to get stars exploding, and you want new moons and new planets and new ways of doing things, new ways to approach life problems, new ways to actually approach not just your business, but your relationships, your everything, right? Your everything. How you look at the world, how you look at people, how you look at problems, how you look at systematic downfalls in our society, how you look at how people treat other people. If you want to actually enact those kinds of changes and not sit back and go, oh, wow, I wish this would change, right? Not just with your business, like, oh, wow, I really like to get paid, or I'd really like to get a client, but, oh, wow, I'd really like my brother and I to have a better relationship, or my spouse and I, or to be able to empower my kids differently, or how to look at things totally upside down, how to change race relations in America. Okay. Let's get serious about the things that are really the biggest problems in our entire universe. And by our universe, I do mean our world, because we can't enact the galaxies yet, but we're getting there, okay? But if you want to change those things, you have to start by changing how you approach them and what it is that you truly can help people do. And that doesn't come by somebody handing you a manual. That comes by you building that map. So, and that's one of the things that I love about you and your energy, and the things that you do for people too, is you do give them plans. You give them strategies to improve. You give them coaching. You give them those motivational talks. But you, my friend, I have seen you on stages and I have watched your videos. You don't just do the motivational talks. You follow it up with the actions.
Yeah, I live it.
You live it every day. So tell me a little bit about how it is that you live it every day, because seriously, I want the world to know you. And it's kind of my personal mission to also make sure that the world knows you.
Thank you. Wow. That's big time. It goes back to what I told you earlier. I check myself. You taught me how to check myself. People think Hutchie, me, Lauren, whatever you call me, has it all together. Oh, she's so positive, so confident. So yeah, cool. But I'm in therapy. I cry. I do all of these things too, which are not bad. You know, no one is lesser, but I really struggle sometimes. I posted today about us. You know, it is a skill to make sure the right people are around you. Yeah. And I have failed miserably sometimes. And I have let others' opinions come in that I thought were really good, but they weren't me. And this is the thing, people look at it very weird because they're like, well, I don't let any haters in. It's the people that are closest to you that you're not realizing are sometimes the ones that are hurting you the most.
And it's, you know what? I invite the haters because that automatically makes you check yourself. But when you feel loved, does that make you check yourself? Sometimes not. And that's when you do.
Yes. Yes. So I live it. I put myself in positions, not just where I'm uncomfortable, but also where I'm going to be a little bit confused. Confusion is good because when you're confused and then you figure it out, it's you're taking action. Right?
Can I add to that about confusion? Because sometimes I think that type A people actually like say, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. But I think deep down you do. And that's the check-in piece, right? That's the part. It's not like just confusion. It's confusion plus curiosity and then checking in.
Woo! Write that down, you guys. Write that down. Write that down.
We're going to go back and actually watch this and then write down everything we said.
The 3 C's right there. Confusion is good. That's how I live it every day. I put myself in a position to feel that. Complacency does not exist in my world. I can't.
That's the 4th C.
There you go.
Get rid of complacency. Invite the confusion and the curiosity. Right? Like that's really it.
It doesn't fit in my lifestyle anymore. It did for a portion. It's gone.
Yeah.
And some people struggle with like, well, Lauren, you're like already on to the next thing. Yes, because life is short. Let's go. Let's move. Let's have fun. Let's be passionate. Let's live in the moment, the ups, the downs, be present. You know what I mean? That's how I do it every day. And so it might look like I have it all together because I'm quick to fail because it's feedback. I'm cool with it. The quicker I can fail, the more feedback I can get, the better I can be in my future. Very simple. Just keep going. Okay, what can I learn now? Oh, I hated that. Okay.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with being quick to fail, but being quick to comfort. Like if you are defaulting to comfort, that's the problem.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like, I just want to be comfortable. You know how many times I hear like all of these things and I say from clients, this is also me. It's like, we want to obviously be comfortable. Our body wants to be in homeostasis. It wants to go back to where it is comfortable no matter what. But if we are quick to accept what comfort looks like, and I'm not talking about peace, that's different. And we'll get to that in a second. I'm not talking about peace. I'm talking about comfort. Then we have missed the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Comfort's nice. And if you want a nice life, great, be comfortable. If you want an epic life, then find your peace. That is different than comfort. Peace means you are so sure of yourself that even when you're uncomfortable, you can make your decisions from that place of peace. And I think that this is what you and I both do, where you're like, yes, I cry. Yes, I go to a therapist. Do you want me to keep raising my hand? Look, I've got a little hand back here. I'll keep raising my hand. I do all of those things.
Yeah.
You know, I posted about that today. I share some sad shit.
Yes.
I share some happy shit. And you know what? That's life. People are so busy struggling to make sure that they know what their struggles are. that other people don't see their struggle
Yeah.
because they don't think that that's real. It's like they want to be positive, and that's fine. But you know how I'm positive? It's because I feel all those other things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It doesn't mean I have to share absolutely everything. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I get that all the time too. All the time. I was just acknowledging you. Yeah. Keep going, please.
No, it's just, I just think about this where people want so desperately for their struggles not to be seen. And at the same time, they're like, please see me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Why do you think we do all the fucked up shit we do? Right? It's like, no, 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 don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Do you see me? No, don't see me, don't see me.
Why people don't understand them.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah. You know, I think about your business and I think about your life and I think about, I'm super excited to see you speak next month too. I know you're speaking at Creative Mornings and it's probably going to be a virtual thing, but that means more the merrier, baby. And it's online forever. So we'll
Yep.
link to it after it's done back in this video as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about how you help people be seen.
The way that I help people be seen, number one, is by making sure that my cup is full first.
Mm.
Have to. I realized that there were some holes in my own cup, my own boat, and I can see more clearly when I take care of myself first. And it's the same thing for other people. I feel like when people are struggling to see themselves, it's because they're not even taking care of themselves. They're worried about all the external things because their eyes are up here, they're over here. I got to do this. And they're not even focused what's right in front of them. That's what I do. Very, very, very similar to what you do. Is where are the holes? Where are your blind spots? What are you not seeing? You know what I mean? It goes for my athletes. It goes for the entrepreneurs that I work with. It goes for my friends, my family, but it starts with me.
You know what? When you said, where are the holes? What I heard is, we are the holes.
Yeah.
If we are not filling those holes
Yeah.
ourselves, we are trying to fix everything else externally.
Yeah. And
I love it.
we're just killing ourselves. So that is how I help people. Like I could be like, I help you get a scholarship and I help you start your business. No, I help you take care of you. I hired a mental coach a year ago, and
Yeah.
she does meditation with me, intention setting, changed my life. Shout out to you, Sam. I love you. Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable. It changed everything. Being able to control my, like there was a time, it was 2 weeks ago, I literally had a breakdown, a mental breakdown. I was crying and I was like, I just need 2 minutes to meditate. And I was like, I will be right back. Went downstairs, meditated, intention set for the rest of the day, came back up, like, and people were like, what? How did you, this has to be fake. And I'm like, no, I have control over my mental state. And I let go of it for a minute. And I know the skills and the tools to use to get back. I'm not perfect, but I am passionate about myself. And I have no problem removing myself so I can collect myself, feel it, not ignore it, feel it, and then create the action to then do whatever I need to do.
And why would you want to be perfect? Because that's exactly what perfection is, right? Being imperfect.
Yeah.
If you cannot change your own state, that is exactly, I mean, I have a mindset coach as well. Shout out to David. Dude.
Let's go.
Yeah. Changed my life too. Like so much, right? Like changing my mindset and changing my mind practices changed my life as well. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I know we both of us kind of do these little pieces in the work that we do, right? I mean, you know, we've talked about this, 95% of both of our work is mindset. Yeah. And what it is that we teach. We just also happen to have a product to go with it.
Yeah. The product will change.
Yeah.
And I heard a quote. I'm shouting out all my friends right now. Shout out to Alyssa right now, who's in one of my mastermind groups. And this was huge for me. We were talking about like the mindset piece of when something bad happens, pivoting is not a change in your vision. It's a change in your strategy. Oh, I can't go this way. Just like in basketball, when you pivot, okay, they're running a screen, whatever they're running, okay, we're going to go down this way. I'm still going to the basket. The vision didn't change. The strategy, the plays helped me. And I have gotten so good at pivoting and reacting. And we'll definitely dive into that. Because reacting is good. It's a good skill to have.
No, reacting is very good.
All right, cool. We're going to go this way. But some people are like, no, I have to go this way. This was in the play. This is what we wrote down. It's more stress.
Goes back to, do you write the plan and only live the plan? Or do you live you and have a plan and then can go, whoop, all right.
No problem.
Great. Look at this new plan.
Yep.
You know, those are the things, right? Like that's exactly it. You should absolutely be reactionary.
Yes.
But not with the hell you are.
Exactly. Be proactive in what you are, who you are, whatever you do. Be able to be reactive to move. Okay,
yep.
No problem.
Yep.
Very little things in this world matter but you.
That's right. And so many times, so my brother and I had this conversation the other day, right? Where we were both like, I was talking to him about something and I said, you know, I have to think about like, I do spend a lot of time on me. And he goes, well, you do love you some you. I'm like, absolutely. I love me some me.
Have to.
And you know what? I have to, because me loving me allows me to go out and love even deeper everyone else.
Yes.
And help. If I don't help myself, I end up completely gone, right?
Yeah.
And I can't help anybody.
Yep.
So how good is it for me, Lauryn, if you and I met and all of a sudden I am so depleted that you and I can't even have a conversation like this?
Yep.
Does it do anything for you? No.
No.
And I'm not saying I can't be real with you. If something's going on, you and I are real. It's fine.
Yep.
But we check in with us, like you said, that check in.
Mm-hmm.
We make sure that we're filled so that we can continue to pour.
I check myself all the time.
All right. I just want to, before we wrap up, I do want to talk a little bit about you being you, me being me. Both of us, I think, have really authentic, and I use this term because authenticity gets thrown around a lot.
Yes.
And for some, authenticity might really be taking Instagram photos of breakfast. Not that I haven't done it. Probably did it today. May have. Just saying. But there's more to the picture. So I want to talk about, you know, being authentic as fuck in your business and in your brand and in your life and what that looks like every day for you. What does authenticity mean to you?
Oh my gosh, it's everything. And I actually didn't understand it for a very long time. You ever heard someone be like, oh, you're too this, you're too that. And then you start to be like, oh, maybe I am too, you know, whatever. So this is the biggest thing that's come up in therapy for me is I'm an aggressive soul. I'm too intense. I'm too all over the place. I'm blah, 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 too whatever. Right. So for about 3 years, I really took a very submissive role. I kind of like, okay, it's a lot for people. Let me sit here for a little bit. And that is what started to ruin me a little bit. I created a new identity that was not me. It really did. And, you know, I was on a call a few weeks ago and the person I was speaking was like, stop fucking watering yourself down. Stop. The right people will come to you when you stop watering yourself down. Because what happens when you keep watering yourself down this time it's this much water, this time they're confused. So then people come in and then they see all these different, they're like, okay, now we don't really, and you're doing things for others that you honestly don't even care about. Uh-huh. That is what authenticity is. Stop watering yourself down. If you want to be aggressive, be aggressive. You want to be intense and intimidate, like that is who I am. You know,
I'm not intimidating at all. You're intense.
Well, I
don't think you're intimidating.
I get a lot.
I used to tell people I terrify people, but you know what? How terrifying is it when you actually see somebody? That is terrifying to people. You do the exact same thing. There you go.
Yep. And, you know, my therapist, like honestly, she just sits there and she's like,
I know that look.
that's what it's about. Stop watering yourself down.
Yeah.
The other example they gave was like comedians. You ever go on like Netflix and then you see all these comedians and you're like, this comedian is terrible. How did they get on Netflix? How did this? But they have a community that follows them. It fits for a group of people and they get to live authentically in themselves, no matter whether you like it or not.
That's right.
And shout out to my boy, Alan. He tells me this quote all the time. People are going to love you and hate you for the same reasons. Why would you change?
Yeah.
Why would you change? Now you're hurting two people, them and you.
And this is exactly. And this is exactly what you do in your business too. Like when you're working with your people and when you're speaking to people, it's what I do in my business, because not everybody wants to be bold like us, and that's fine, but they shouldn't have to do their branding and their marketing like somebody else. They shouldn't have to run their business like somebody else. There are frameworks that work for all of that. But I think what happens is that people like get on with gurus sometimes. I want to talk about this just really quick. And they get on with these gurus, and these gurus are like, this is the only way, and this is the only way. And if you can't do these things, you can't have the success. Or, hey, like buy this like $37 course. I'm sorry, have you ever had transformation for $37? I don't think so. But you know what I mean? Like there's a couple of things that I just want to talk about here where I just want to say it to you.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think that some of this is, I just want to go back to the fact that what you were saying earlier about motivational speakers. There's a lot of, there are people for everybody. It doesn't matter. You don't always have to be, bold to be authentic. You and I will always be bold to be authentic.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Tell me about when you are in your talks, especially, I love that talk that you posted when you were, like some of the social you posted, some of the things you took away from a talk that you did at a school.
Mm-hmm.
All of those kids are different.
Yeah.
How do you recognize everybody and see everybody as they authentically are and help them feel seen, even if they're not you? That's my question to you.
I speak their language, period. When you go to a foreign country, let's say we're going to Africa. I explained this to Angie and her daughter too. When you go to Africa, right? You don't just roll up into Africa speaking English. Like, hey, where can I find the next restaurant? They're going to be like, what? Like, what? There's a wall, right? But if I were to learn just a few words and really attempt, right? Just try to speak their language, like bathroom, restaurant. I might come up to them and wave. I might smile and start saying those words, and they will we immediately connect because I speak their language and I'm trying. And that's what creates the bond. That's what creates relationships. So when I go to speak to these kids at their schools or whatever I'm doing, my finger's on the pulse. I know exactly what their language is. And if I don't, I ask.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Curiosity.
Just ask. And the minute when they understand that I understand them because I speak their language, it doesn't matter what I say after that because they're all in. They're all in. Like right now, the thing with the kids, TikTok, right? I opened up 2 of my talks at middle schools with TikTok, and immediately they were glued. And all the teachers are like, how? I'm
TikTok.
like, their language. And the language sometimes will change. And people don't like change. They want to stay the same. So that's how I learn how to speak different languages in different areas. I'm a chameleon, in the best way. But I have to be careful because I don't want to be fake. I choose where I want to go.
I think that this goes back to that earlier point too. You're a chameleon, but you're not a chameleon with you. It's the same thing with the plan, right? I could be on Facebook or I could be on Instagram. I might post different things. They're both authentic and they're both for that platform and they both come from me, but they say different things. Now for TikTok, basically at this point, I'm just stalking the TikTok because I'm not sure if I'm ready to go all in on that, but I probably will as well because Oh, good. After all this, or we're having a separate Zoom meeting and you're walking me through TikTok is all I'm saying. But I think that that's the thing, is that people want to have just one plan that works all the time. One plan doesn't work all the time. One language doesn't work all the time. But that adaptability and that underlying you-ness, that underlying connection, that underlying spark, that underlying thing that makes you you, you don't change that. You just change the way it's delivered.
Yes. Pivot. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to like how you created your business and how you create all of your brands and the brands that are to come and whatever collaboration projects that we're going to do.
Yeah.
I just want to say that it is my honor and it is my privilege to be able to see you.
I love that. I love being seen. It's the best feeling, you guys. If you aren't seen, go find someone that can see you. It's the best feeling ever.
I love watching you also be more of yourself. And that's my tagline of be more you. And I love all of the ways that you are bringing that out. So tell us what's next for you.
Next. I don't know. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Because I've learned something about myself, that I became so good at pivoting and reacting in the best way, that the one thing that won't change is just checking myself and being authentic and learning how to live more presently. But I could be like, yeah, I'm working on this amazing thing and this and this and this and all these things. But look what just happened with the coronavirus. Everything could be taken away from you like that. I'm comfortable with knowing with being okay with what's not happening next. I'm okay with that. And a lot of people, it scares them. I'm ready. Ellen calls me today, Michelle, we get on a plane.
I'm coming.
You know what I'm saying? Like if something is calling me and it feels authentic and I like it and it's going to help and it's going to serve me first and then my clients, I'm in.
Yeah.
But to give you now the other answer is not to give everybody what projects are you working on? Is the number one project I'm working on is Project Passion. Is doing this, helping people figure out that where are their holes? You are the hole. How can we take care of ourselves to achieve what we really want, the life we want to live presently and then moving forward? And then I work with my athletes. Is number one, helping them as a person, athlete, then the player, in that order, always. Person, athlete, player. Players last. You can do all the fucking drills you want. It don't matter if your mindset's not there.
Right.
But really helping the athletes in that order and getting them not just recruited for college, but recruited for life. For life. For life. Hashtag stole that from Lauren Silver. Teaching them to not just get recruited to college or high school or whatever, for life. Teach them the skills that no one can take away from them. That's it.
That's right.
Because I could dive into all the details, but that's what we're really teaching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
I love it. All right. Where can we follow you?
Hutch FYP on Instagram. HUTCHFYP. Find your passion.
Awesome. Hutch, I love you.
I freaking love you. I know you're looking in my locker like, oh shit.
I actually have an idea that I'm going to call you about either later today or early next week, because I have an idea for us.
Yes, let's do it.
Because of course I do. But I love the time we spent together talking today. I love everything that you are unlocking for yourself. I'm happy that I was able to give you some of those keys along those journeys. And yeah, it's all coming. Yeah. So thank you so much, especially, continue to be more you. And thank you all for joining us today. And go follow Hutch, follow along here. If you have any questions, drop them in. We're happy to come answer them. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
You rock.